The diverse resources in Nigeria and the management of these assets have in the last few years taken the fore in national discourse, shifting government and public interest to other sectors beside oil in a bid to create multiple sources of revenue. As a result, solid minerals received immense attention with discussions centered on control and sustainable uses. The ingenious stone crushers as employers of labor have raised interest as an activity. Stone crushing largely occurs as artisanal practices or industrial crushing, and both have over the years become viable business ventures. This commercial activity, however, became popular during the early NOC era as the need for craft and construction materials increased. The mining of other solid minerals and precious stones may also have paved the way for the now popular trade to commence. In the face of the economic meltdown, stone crushing became a major source of making money, with several artisans practicing from the late 1960s. Pa Abu Ochono has been crushing stones since 1968.
I buy to big like that for this from people, and they break it, and they buy for. I get the bam for this before 4,000 together with the tipper. Now, they dig the land large and they bam starting for 12,000 together with the tipper now.
Sunday David is a third-year mechanical engineering student and a second-generation stone crusher.
I inherited the business from my mom, which is rather what I use to raise my own school fees and my personal upkeeps. I used to be my parents unemployed.
Mining precious stones has also impacted the trade, and Zephaniah Ndaja, a lapidary, says developing the precious stone sector in Nigeria could beat the oil boom because of the huge special gem and precious stones deposits across the country.
Precious stones can compete favorably with even oil and gas. And this piece of smoky quartz is from the plateau here. With this one piece of stone here, I can bring out something that can fetch me like 50 to 100,000 naira.
As tedious as stone crushing is, women and children are the most common practitioners, spending hours crushing granite and suffering exposure to harsh conditions. But the profits made are an encouragement to them.
I think it is from here she paid the students' school fees. It is from here she feed them. It is from here everything in the house.
This job keeps me going. It is from the proceeds here that my family feeds. From this job I have built a house. I am presently saving up to build a second one or getting a plot of land. A bag of crushed stones sells for between 200 and 250 naira, and a van load for about 3,000 naira. Then, a 1,500 feet hill measuring about 457 meters could sell for about 12 million naira at 12,000 naira per truckload. Decades of stone crushing activities could rid the soil of its protective covering, exposing it to harmful environmental effects.
Now you have lots of land use. Probably they've been farming there or rearing their cattle, or probably some of them actually live on these designated mining sites. You talk about land degradation. You have abandoned mining pits, especially in quarries, when they excavate subsurface. Now some of these mining pits are abandoned. During the rainy season, you have water in the pit, and now you have issues of mosquitoes and things like that. Apart from that, you tend to have the issues with the blasting. This vibration actually affecting people's homes. You have cracks on the walls. The houses are not as durable as they ought to be.
Some of these quarrying sites have all ecosystems, flora, even fauna ecosystems, and when you remove these rock formations, you lose these ecosystems. Quarrying is a form of mining. It leaves the land to a large extent degraded. During the quarrying activities, at times we have a lot of dust particles given out. Some are even potentially carcinogenic. That means the ability to induce the growth of cancerous cells. And after the quarrying activities, some people moving now to try and, build their depressed land compared to the general surface area. They're easily flooded. Some are even unstable, geological wise, so they could be susceptible to vibrations once in a while.
The National Environmental Standards Regulations Enforcement Agency, NESRA, responsible for the protection and development of the environment, says the National Blasting and Quarrying Operations 2013 regulations has not been passed into law, leaving little room for enforcement at state and local government levels.
The ASM, the artisanal small-scale miners, we should target them because we should sanitize the mines field. The ministry has tried to form them or organize them into mining cooperatives. They have assisted some, and there are still more to be assisted. But one thing is, when these people are organized and the big companies start coming in, the big companies are not going to go after the marginal deposits. They want the big deposits. And when they get the big deposits, they are not worried about the marginal deposit. This marginal deposit will be for the mining cooperatives who work there and mine the mineral and sell it to the company at a fair price.
Now, whether we like it or not, there will always be quarry system because there is development. We need the granite to be able to develop. We can't import when we have it here just because of aesthetics. But now, how much the government agencies are able to control the rate of loss of this goes a long way.
The law, when passed, hopes to address activities in the quarrying industry that might affect the environment as well as induce penalties on defaulters. Regulatory authorities, however, expect artisans to observe environmental safety standards and ensure the use of personal protective equipment or PPEs. While the Nigerian Mineral and Mining Act 2007 and 2011 says rehabilitation or land reclamation must be done to make the land reusable as well as reduce harmful environmental impact.
But if there is proper follow-up for land reclamation, you tend to have the land back in use.
Experts can come in and do an assessment of the usability of the land and acquiring what it can be used for. Such results can now tell what the land can be used for. It could still even be used for residential, depending on what you have there. But continuous quarrying activities within the area may be detrimental to health because of the dust particles giving out.
Respiratory problems, cough, shortness of breath, and chest pains are common health problems artisans face. NESRA has advised the use of PPEs, but none of the artisans visited were seen wearing any.
Sometimes you have cough, but you see the doctor and then everything is okay. As you can see, I'm fine.
With alternative means of making a living and proper regulations, artisans can make a profit and avoid drastic environmental impacts.